Okay, folks, here we are, John and Michelle from J&M Phil American vlog, excuse me. It's I believe it's a Wednesday night, right?
No, it's Tuesday.
No, it's Wednesday.
Okay, then it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. Yeah, I'm the retired one. You're supposed to know these things. You work every day. You're in the workforce still.
No, I thought it's Wednesday because I did not work Monday. It's holiday.
Oh, okay, so that tripped you up, huh? Yeah.
Give me a break.
Good excuse. All right, I'll give you a break. Yeah, Michelle and I want to share a few minutes, well, a short time with you guys.
Short time, like 1 hour?
Oh, I don't know about that. We'll see. We'll drag it through. Try to man up. Anyways, about how we met and how it is to enter a new country as a Filipino, meeting Michelle, and how to receive a Filipino as far as a fiance into America and to try to start a new life. It's a challenging event. It's an ongoing event too. It doesn't just finish after your fiance arrives in America, or if you're married in the Philippines or in Asia and you're bringing your Southeast Asian wife over to America. It's a very, very drawn out and continuous process, which takes usually several years, and we have all that behind us now. Fortunately, Michelle now has her citizenship as an American citizen, and as of last year, September, and you know how it came to be was I wasn't looking online for any type of Filipino
Look
bride
on
or
the
anything.
camera.
I was wants me to look into the camera.
Of course.
Anyways, look at the camera. Funny daddy. Anyways, I wasn't looking for any Filipino wife or correspondence or anything back then. I was pretty much almost 3 years on my own, trying to get myself, give myself some peace and quiet. Just got out of a couple bad relationships, and just didn't want to play the game no more, and feel the frustration of things not working out. A lot of times it was, a few times it was my fault too. I admit it. But anyways, the world must go on, and we must, find grandeur and find happiness along the way in remaining years. And I was approaching the retirement age, so I met Michelle through a friend of mine here in America while on my on duty at my security job, and I had mentioned something of ask your friend in the Philippines and know any young lady that would like to talk and chat and get to know American online, over the internet, because I worked a night job, midnight to 8, and there's nobody to talk to at midnight to 8 here in America. Everybody's pretty much sleeping for their day job. But in the Philippines, in case some of you don't know this, it's actually 12 hours different. So it's actually 12 midday, mid-afternoon, whereas over here it's 12 midnight. So it's pretty neat. Everybody's wide awake over there. So it's pretty easy to kind of like ask somebody to want to communicate over the internet and talk to you during your shift, to kind of break up the monotony of, doing hourly rounds and then coming back and sitting down. And I used to listen to music on my laptop and go online, and as far as like eBay and shopping and stuff, auto parts, things like that. I keep myself amused during the 8-hour shift, times like 40 hours a week. And anyways, I asked my friend, I said, hey, you know anybody over there? Because he had stated to me that he's been over there like several times, I think 8 or 9 times in the last 5 years, and he's come accustomed to meeting some good people and calls them like their little Filipino family over there. So I said, hey, if you know anybody over there that wants to chat during my shift hours, give him my email. So he did forward that favor, and I did happen to catch Michelle's email one day while on Yahoo Messenger, and we started chatting on the Yahoo Messenger. And then later, as time went on, we were able to connect and visually see each other on Skype or one of those video conferencing type.
That's the Yahoo Messenger.
Was it? Yeah, it was some type of format that allows you to see each other. Hey, it's me. Don't you just love my profile? Anyway, so we were like getting to know each other, and you just, talking every night. Hey, you there? Hey, I'm here. What's up? How's the Philippines? What's new over there? What's the news in America? Whatever, and passing the word back and forth. And but what I didn't tell Michelle initially was I had a ticket to visit the Philippines with that gentleman that forwarded my message to her about wanting to talk to somebody. Unfortunately, I booked my ticket as promised, and the gentleman that was supposed to book his that same week did not fall through. He had some transmission problem with his car, so evidently the money went for his vehicle to get back and forth to work rather than the ticket. So here I am, committed with a non-refundable, almost $1,300 ticket to go on October 5th, I believe it was, 5 days before my birthday, my 51st birthday. With him, together as like a little team, they call it the buddy system in the military. You watch my 6, I watch your 6. I didn't mind. I was comfortable with that, until I could stop and see some people and make my own friends, Well, that didn't work out, so I thought I was going to eat the ticket because I was no way going to go to a foreign country, a third world country, without any backup. Just one guy, I mean, I'm not no King Kong, I'm a senior citizen now, and I wouldn't want to go over there by myself. I don't mind hanging out there in a city environment by myself, but I would never just go over there and pop in by myself. It's not the thing to do. It's just too distant, and nobody wants to be in a situation where you're by yourself if you ever need to call on somebody. So that being said, I wasn't going to utilize the ticket, and as I was talking to Michelle, day in, another day, I told her about the ticket, and it was still in good standings until I don't make the flight in October. This was like in, I guess, July. She said, well, if you want, want to come over and still utilize the ticket, I can be like a tour guide and show you around, and we go see my mother and her family, and they'll love to meet you. I told them all about you, you seem like a nice guy, and da-da-da-da. I said, well, I don't know, let me think about it, and then I guess that week or the following week I decided to go over, so I put in for vacation for that time span. It was about 12, 14 days, and I left, and I met Michelle over there, and, we went around to a few tourist attractions. We went to visit her mom and her dad and family. Were really nice people, very warm and friendly people with a great welcoming committee. They all showed up together. It was like the Waltons. John Boy! Everybody was there to meet me. It's me, Mary Ellen. In her case, Michelle, Ronnie Lynn. The whole family was there. The whole hee-haw gang, And it was really a beautiful, beautiful time over there. Very memorable, very warm, very friendly. And my first impression was, when I got off the plane in Manila, was, ooh, it stinks here. Ooh, what's that sewer smell? What's all this beeping of the horns? What's all this cars flying by? So much movement, so much distraction, so much noise. I just didn't understand, That's when it hit me that this is a faraway land, This is really, really far away. Where the hell am I? I'm on the other side of the world. The world's pretty big. That's when it dawned on me how big this world is and how wonderful it is. And it sure is a nice feeling to see and experience other places, such as the Philippines, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore. We've been to a lot of places in our 10-year relationship now, and we've seen a lot of this world, and it's really meaningful. And we have a lot of documentation as far as beautiful photos and video clips and souvenirs that we hang on our shelves and in my man cave, and it's just really, really a beautiful, beautiful collaboration of items and things and memories, So I would say it's a beautiful thing, and it's part of a beautiful life that we share, and it's somewheres in this beautiful world, Southeast Asia. Well, I loved the area. I loved Michelle at that time. I started feeling for her as a person and a human being and a good woman. And I left. My 14 days was up, or 12 days, whatever it was, and I left.
Now, how about when you meet Papa and you drink the coconut wine?
Oh, yeah. She wants to throw in some. She wants to throw a bone in there. Yeah, I went to the village, to the mountain where they live. It's like a jungle with a bunch of banana leaf trees and dogs barking and roosters all around.
It's the National Geographic. What do you
It's
want?
like, yeah, I thought I was in National Geographic segment. You know, like these guys that go on these traveling adventures, you know, and you could hear all kind of snapping and crunching and animals and birds and monkeys and all kind of noises. It was like, just like Tarzan movie,
Actually,
you know?
there's no monkeys over there.
Well, it sounded like a Tarzan movie when I first approached them, but I was so worried about doing my best to understand them and show a good side of me that, you know, my original and honorable side of me that I didn't really, the noises kind of faded away after a while, and I was paying attention to your dad and your mom, you know, trying to represent
when you signed
myself.
the agreement.
And then the father, that was the second time over there.
Oh, that's the second time.
And then they all showed up, and it was nice. The father, on the second time over there, before Michelle interrupted me, 6 months later, I went back over there in March. So this was October, and I went back over in March for the second trip. And I went back over to see the family. The father says, I said, hey, my intentions are good with your daughter. I'd like to, you know, share the life with her if it's possible. I know I'm an older guy, but you know, pretty mature. I got my own home, you know. I got a car. I pay my bills. I'm not a bad person. I try to, you know, relinquish this information to him, and I think he understood most of it. And if he didn't, Michelle, the mother, or the other family members, I guess, translated, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, he came up, he asked his wife, Clarissa, give me a piece of paper and pen or something to write with. So he got a little piece of paper, and he goes, okay, here's what we're going to do. You love she, you want she, I give she to you, but you must sign agreement that you're really going to take her and treat her right. And so I signed a paper, my name and his name, just a small sheet of paper. And that was the bona fide agreement that I will be the man and stand up to the plate and take care of his daughter honorably for the rest of our lives. And he gave the paper, and excuse me, they secured it somewheres, and I wish we could still find that paper. But anyways, and then he said, let's make a toast in his own terms, his own language, with the brother there and the uncle and the cousins, and there was a lot of people, right? Family members,
Yeah.
At least more than 12, right?
Yeah.
So he came up with this concoction called coconut wine. It's made from extracting coconut waters or juice or flavors from the stalk of the tree, right?
Yeah.
And then they, I guess, ferment it, and then it makes like a, not too potent, but it tastes potent. It tastes like Portuguese Madeira wine. Real strong stuff, you know. But, so I put my mouth up to the glass, and I made a toast, and I down the hatch. It was awful. It was the worst gasoline, kerosene tasting stuff I ever put into my throat. No good. But I laughed it off. They liked my facial features at that time. And it was a great show of humor. Everybody laughed at me. There, my boy, you'll be all right. And then it passed, and it was just a good, funny time. Good memories, you know. Anyways, Michelle and I, when we're in our several trips to the Philippines, in case you're wondering where we've been to Boracay before it was all revamped. It was I believe, a lot nicer back then. It wasn't as clean as it is today, from what I'm told and from what I've seen on YouTube and stuff. But it wasn't so congested. They had a bunch of little shops along the shoreline. It was pretty nice. Kind of like Porto Galera, which is another place, another tourist attraction we've been to and spent time at. But from what I see now, right before the pandemic, it was just packed with people. You couldn't even stretch out a blanket or, you know, a chair or something. It was just, it's just, the word's out. It's tourist attraction. Those are the places that when I go back to the Philippines, I won't be really focusing on. Michelle and I will be focusing on smaller places that don't draw too many foreigners. Not that we don't like meeting people of all different equations and denominations and colors and social types. We don't mind, you know. It's just that it's nice to get away from the congestion of people, you know. Things are more expensive around those places, and if you value your money and you want to keep most of your money and use it for and get the best value of the vacation or trip, the best way is to stay away from those places, you know. I think our next trip over, we're going to do Southern Leyte, which is a hidden gem, a hidden diamond, I guess. We're going to go there and see the largest bridge, walk over the largest bridge in the Philippines. And,
no, that's San Juanico Bridge in Tacloban. It's not Southern Leyte.
Well, it's an island of Leyte.
Yeah.
Then we're going to go down Southern Leyte. I stand corrected. And then we're going to go down to Polo.
What's
Polo. This northwest of Tacloban. Palo.
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 Palo. We're going to go to
Palo
Palo.
Leyte.
Palo Leyte. And then we're going to go to, we're going to attend different little island getaways within the island of Leyte, where Michelle's originally from. Omok City, some of the markets, places like that. They even have taxis now in her city, right?
Yeah.
So it's come a long way in the last 10 years. So we're going to indulge in that, check it out, see what it has to offer. And then we might check out Thailand again. We were in Phuket, Thailand about 4 years ago. Almost 5 years ago. It was pretty nice.
That's in 2016.
2016, yeah, about 5 years ago. And it was really nice, beautiful. We went to Singapore, which is really nice. Rather expensive, though. It's a good place to go for like a 3-4 day weekend and get the heck out of there. Because if you don't, again, you're going to be spending dropping some cash, you know. My opinion, right? My experience. But, I mean, if you don't stay at the
Traders Hotel,
the
like
Traders
Malaysia,
Hotel next to the
you're
Twin Towers, paying $280 a night. If you don't stay at places like that, 5-star places, well then you'll probably do all right. But we didn't know any better. We went for the gusto and we spent about a few nights over there. Spent about $1,000 in 3 nights, 3 days. It's kind of expensive, but we had a lot of memories there. Went to a water park and a zoo. First time in my life I saw an all-white tiger, a lioness. A lioness, not a tiger, I'm sorry, a lioness, a white one. Like something from Jungle Book, you know, it was maybe 6 foot long. Real beautiful, you know, and all kind of cool looking animals from Asia, from that side of the world. Even these little tiny animals that hang on trees with these big eyes. So cute, like a little teddy bear. You just kind of want to take one home, you know. Yeah, so we've been to Malaysia, which was nice too. Not too expensive. More of a Muslim-affiliated country. Friendly people. Very clean. A lot of religious places to see in the form of churches or temples and things like that. Symbolic places of interest, historical places. They even had Kentucky Fried Chicken over there, and some of the Western restaurants. I couldn't believe it. 7-Elevens are all over Asia. Everywhere you go, it's not too far away to a 7-Eleven, and they're not like a place that just has gasoline and cigarettes and a couple of drinks. They have a lot of stuff in them, you know.
Yeah, that's the first time we see a mashed potato machine.
Yeah.
In Malaysia.
I got all gaga over this mashed potato machine. It's a little box about, I don't know, maybe 20 inches high by 16 inches wide and maybe 18 inches deep. And you press the button after you put in your money and like a coffee machine.
Mashed potato.
Instant mashed potatoes. Want some extra butter? It was pretty cool, you know. I'll never forget that. I want to buy one. That's the restaurant of the 7-Eleven. If if I could buy it off him,
Yeah,
he'll take it home. I'll be the only one, you know. Not that I'm crazy for instant mashed potatoes, but I'd be the only one. I'd be the man. And I like my toys. I like my material stuff, you know. But anyways,
let's tell them about how we live in Massachusetts, how we save money.
all right.
So that people
So
can
moving
relate.
forward in life, moving forward about the last 8 years, Michelle and I have been pretty fortunate. Really, we've been really fortunate. God has blessed us and somehow in His grace placed us together as a bonding team. And we really, really live in harmony. We hardly ever argue about anything. If there's an argument, it's me yelling at a guy cutting in front of me in the car.
When we argue, you started it, not me.
Oh, it's always me, huh? Well, yeah, let's start one right now.
Because it's true.
Anyways, we hardly ever argue. And it's a real bonding relationship we share, full of love and warmth and humor and understanding and compassion for her nationality and my nationality. We respect each other. We respect our differences, and that's how we march on, you know. That's how we're able to make it happen. And when she arrived, you know, in the beginning, they don't allow the fiancés under the fiancé visa. They don't allow them to work, which I didn't really want to work. She just got here. I wanted to have fun and keep it all to myself, you know, my little gem from far away, you know. And but then after a while, you know, I guess it was like 6-7 months, she really wanted to get out and do something and work and, you know, utilize English a little better. And so she first attended a school. She wanted to be a caretaker. At least she thought she would make a good caretaker here in America, which we call it, we refer to it as a CNA. And her country, they refer to it as a caretaker. So caregiver, okay. So, oh yeah, caretaker is when you're dead.
I don't know.
Caregiver, excuse me, not caretaker. If she dropped those big people,
They'll
they
be
need
dead,
a caretaker.
or I'll be dead.
Some of those people in those nursing homes are pretty big, man, and they're heavy. And she only weighs 100 pounds. So after she went to the school and everything, got all the equipment, she really, really never pursued it because these people are really heavy people. They're good people, you know.
They're
They're
heavy,
older
like
people.
400 pounds, 600.
Yeah, they got some heavy people that need assistance, and at 100 pounds, even though he teach you certain ways how to do it with these straps
No, but
and
then
stuff.
I'm only 75 pounds.
85.
85 pounds?
85. You arrived here at 85, yeah.
Okay, 85.
Anyhow, a little morsel of a person. A tender victual of a person. But anyways, she's my lady, so I was happy. Anyhow, moving forward, so we canceled that job. We didn't pursue it. She didn't pursue it, and we moved on. And she just wanted to get something. So somehow she picked up a job at Dunkin' Donuts, right?
Yeah.
And it was a nice gig.
Erica hired me without paperwork, just only the what it's called, Social Security.
Yeah, this lady gave her a break and hired her, and she worked there for I guess a couple of years, no?
Three and a half years.
She worked there for a while and moved up the ladder and was working a night shift with another girl. And it was a nice little gig, you know. I used to pick her up. She had no license still, so I used to pick her up when she was off at her shift, and then we'd get a little sleep real quick because I had to go on my shift. She got out at 10, try to go to sleep at 10:30, get an hour so I can go to work from midnight to 8, you know. Then try to get some sleep during the daytime, which was really hard. But anyways, it all worked out in the end. And then she got a job at a factory. She wanted to do some industrial work. And there's a local factory not too far from where I worked, so it was kind of convenient, you know, being that we only had one licensed driver on the family. And she worked for a company that made, it's called the Gentleman's Warehouse, Joseph Abboud suits, men's suits and stuff. And she worked there sewing up the suits all day. And it was a union job with a lot of benefits. And Mr. Abboud's a really nice man. I met him a couple times at the holiday, Christmas parties and
the
stuff.
Christmas party.
Very, very decent gentleman, and met some nice co-workers of Michelle. I used to go to lunch and have lunch with her and meet a couple of her co-workers. Very friendly, nice people. You know, people that are trying to make life work and trying to support their families. You know, really, really, really decent people. And she was there about 3 years too, right?
Yeah, 3 years.
So altogether, she did a good 5 years of working up north in Massachusetts, 5-6 years, and then we relocated down here in North Carolina, in good old Statesville, which is a city comparable to the same, close to the same size, almost the same size as New Bedford, Massachusetts, where we're originally from. And I bought this house back in 2006. I bought it as a hobby gesture. I just wanted to own something. I didn't think the house was really worth anything. I just bought it. It was pretty cheap and compared to up north, and had a nice big yard, which up north in New England, they don't have big yards unless you own your own private home on a big spread of land that you bought to build a house on. Most of these mill houses, they call them in the city of New Bedford, are pretty much 2 or 3 tenement type homes, and they have a very little yard, maybe just a place for 1 or 2 cars in the side of the house. You know, it's really not a place to feel, I don't know, feel like happy and successful, and it doesn't feel like you're situated in a place where you could dream about the future and retirement and stuff. It just feels like you're in the grind, trying to make things meet and trying to pay the bills, and it's the concrete jungle, whatever. You know, it's just not a heavenly place like we live now. But I bought this house, and I got serious in repairing it because it was old, it was outdated, not really falling apart, but this old school stuff. So I'd sneak down before Michelle was even, you know, we were even friends and stuff. I'd sneak down and try to repair it. And then when Michelle came into America, we'd drive down here, make the 14, 15-hour trip twice a year for about 6-7 days, and do what little we could as far as repairing, putting in windows, repairing the floor, insulating this and that, redoing the walls. And it was just an old house from 1934. You know, it needed a lot of updating. So anyways, we got that all done over the 5-6 years that we were living in New Bedford. And then when I was of age, 56, I was old enough to retire and come on down, so that's what I did. And we left our jobs, came down to Statesville, you know, started living together in our own home. When I bought this house, I took a 10-year mortgage. I promised myself, this is again, I was alone by myself. I didn't know Michelle, I didn't know anybody. I was just on my own. I bought this house, and I made a promise to myself that I would pay it off in 10 years, and that's exactly what I did. It was real beautiful to pay it off. And we live today very, very happily. No mortgage, no real bills. We have utility bills like everybody else. You know, the modem for the TV streaming. We have gas we have to put in our cars. We pay the insurance once a year. You know, you get your gas, electric. What else? Gas, electric, water bill, things like that. And we live rather comfortably, and I'm sure anybody that has a fiance or been married to a woman in Southeast Asia and wants to bring her over, I'm sure they could fulfill their dreams just as, I wouldn't say easily, but probably just as happily and successfully as we did. It's not rocket science. It's not really that difficult. It's just somewhat demanding, and the paperwork is challenging, and the stages of the increments of getting the foreigner in this country to comply with everything is a little bit expensive, I believe, for what it is, and it's very regimental. I mean, a lot of steps,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of instructions to follow, you know. And I don't like reading instructions. I'll buy one of these like little tables and stuff, and
And
it'll
you
say
don't read
A,
the
B, C,
instruction.
and I will sit on it for like 2 days and look at it and play around it like a kid with blocks, and then it gets together, And if I am stuck, like I'm missing a part, I'll look on the instructions. Oh, I'm missing one of these. But normally I just put it together without the instructions. But when you're doing immigration stuff, you got a lot of instructions, a lot of things to read, a lot of things to put together, a lot of paperwork that you need. And
How about telling them that you build a camper?
Oh, like you like going back, huh? She don't want to talk about what's forward. She wants to keep going back into the pit of it all.
Of course, so that they know.
They're not gonna want to live in a camper. Well, what happened was when Michelle arrived here, I had an apartment with another friend, another relationship, and it didn't work out. And I didn't want to pay that $650 a month rent, which at the time was a lot. Now up north, rents are like over $1,000 easy, $1,100, $1,200, but for the same type place. But it was a 4-bedroom apartment on the second floor in the middle of the city, and I didn't really see the need to pay $650 for one person to live there. Because up north, I never had my own home. Everything was an apartment. Everybody lives in that concrete jungle. Everybody pays rent. You can't really afford your own apartment up north unless you're a successful like lawyer or doctor, or you work for UPS or maybe the mail service. I don't know how good they pay anymore, but there's like significant jobs where you can maintain enough monetary funds to have your own home, working with your also a successful partner or wife or whatever. But it just draws you. It's a big draw, and you just seem like you're working just to have a house and just to live and move forward. It doesn't seem like you're out to save and successfully have anything after 20, 30 years when you're paying a 30, 40-year mortgage, So I never got involved in that. But so to compromise the situation, I being a one-man team, if you're a military-minded guy, a guy of survival techniques and stuff, a guy that can work well with his two hands. God gifted me with these hands as far as putting together things and designing and building things and fixing and repairing cars and restoring things. I decided to buy a old, slightly used, it only had 44,000 miles, diesel-powered military Air Force truck, like a panel truck. It was a cube van that they utilized to recover the pilots when they landed the jets over at McGuire Air Force Base in New Jersey. And I went from Maston, New Jersey to pick it up. I guess a private seller got it on an auction, a military auction, and he sold it to me, and I think I paid about $4,400 for it, which wasn't bad back then for a diesel-powered vehicle, a truck with only 44,000 miles, or 32,000 miles, excuse me. Anyways, once I had it in my possession, I started gutting it. Well, it was already gutted. There was nothing in it, but I started taking out the back doors and replacing with an aluminum wall. I started insulating the interior. I started putting walls. I started designing my own cabinet, my sink, my stove, my overhead stove ventilating fan, hot water tank, shower stall with toilet, heating system. Sliding windows, double pane windows with gas, argon gas inside. Got them special ordered from Canada, and my intentions were to make a living quarters that's mobile, but also can sustain me, keeping me warm, keeping me cool. Had an air conditioning system, onboard generator. It was had solar panels. Nice 22-inch TV with DVD player. Had a special sphere-like view cube, it was called, to bring in all the satellite channels. I had 130 channels of a direct TV right there in the middle of a parking lot or at work or wherever I was at. It was pretty cool. Definitely a remote vehicle. And I lived in that thing for 9.5 years. Michelle came over. I was going to sell it and get a big apartment again, with all the furnishings and new furniture and all that good stuff, a big TV and all that, and she didn't want to have it. She said, no.
I said, no, I want to experience living on the camper too.
Yeah, she wanted to experience living as a urban gypsy like me. So, for one man, it wasn't a bad deal. Living a little rough, although it wasn't a rough time. It was really nice. It was really beautiful. It was small little area to live out of, but I worked 2 full-time jobs. I was working like, 16 and a half hours a day, sleeping about 6, maybe 5 or 6. I really wasn't really in the camp at all, really. My dog was in there more times than I was, But anyways, nevertheless, it worked out. I saved a lot of money, never paid rent, never paid anything, just paid for propane for the heater and the cooking stove. And the heater was only utilized in the winter. Then I had to utilize gas, for the generator, for the AC. But most times the fans developed like a vortex within the 2 windows coming in and up. And it took all the hot air and blew it up to the top. It was kind of a neat little vortex circulating air system from the left and right and the back. All 3 windows would, the fans would like exhaust out the hot air, and hot air rises, as you know. So it was actually a beautiful, cool environment for the summer. You really didn't need the AC hardly. I never really turned it on much, Anyways, Michelle came on board back in 2012, and she didn't want to have an apartment. She wanted to try out the
Gypsy
street
way.
living, the gypsy, urban gypsy way of life. And, I said, all right, let's try it. I kept my money in the bank in case she changed her mind, and we just moved on, marched on, and it was nice, It was.
We park everywhere.
We parked there. Our home was the city. We parked outside of grocery parking lots. We parked outside of my job. We parked outside of her job. If we were tired, we would just pull over and sleep for a few hours outside the Chinese restaurant. It didn't matter. It was a beautiful sense of freedom, and we didn't even know that we were going to like it this much and be comfortable with it and accept it, And of course, you had the people out there. People can hurt today. People hate. People hurt. People talk. It's just a hard world all the way around. I'm sorry for this, but I guess there's nothing we can really do except try to put up with it and find an escape or a way of working around things, I guess. But yeah, so people thought it was not a good idea. Why'd you bring this woman over here to stuff her in that little box, with you? It's freezing out and this and that. And, we used to wake up sometime and the doors were frozen and there was like 2 or 3 feet of snow up against the door. We were kind of like, we never really trapped. I had to push the door open, but we were kind of like, stuck. We were like encased.
We're inside the freezer.
Yeah, we're encased like in an igloo. There was ice 2, 3, 4 inches thick all around the camper. Sometimes when we woke up, minus
Negative
with
19.
wind chill factor minus -19, minus 14 degrees. It was rigid cold, but we were nice and warm together, in our little camper. With our dog, Brandy. So it was really nice. And we had our computer, we had our laptops, we had every...
We have the TV. I'm watching TV 8 hours a day because of the solar panel.
Yeah, we had enough energy stored in our battery banks to watch TV for about 7-8 hours. And then once the nighttime came, we could still watch it up until about midnight or 1 o'clock until the little buzzer came on. Once the buzzer came on, that was a sign of turning it down because the batteries are getting low. So it was really, really a cheap way to live. I mean, we might have spent in the coldest of winter, just for the propane to keep the heater going, we might have spent about $32, $35 a week. And then the electric was free with the sun. Then towards the end, before we relocated down here, a friend of mine let me plug into his shop and lock myself in his little parking space with a high gate, and he had a little extension cord he put outside the garage door for me to plug into. When we got done with work, we'd pull in there and plug in, and we have those little like liquid heaters there, those little radiator type heaters, and right in the middle of the camper. And boy, that thing would keep us nice and cushy and warm, huh?
Yeah.
Nice and cozy, huh? And so we made it happy, Whatever challenge we were hit with, we took care of it, huh, Michelle? Together as a team, right? And then we eventually sold it to a couple guys, pretty cheap. I kind of pretty much gave it away. I just wanted to move on. It served its purpose for 10 years. And we sold it, and we parted with it. And then we came down to Statesville, and here we are today. Very fortunate. The corona came, and now it's hopefully on its way out, and we never suffered really much of anything. Michelle was working actually a lot of overtime last year.
I know. Last year I worked crazy hours, like 60 hours a week, and I only have Sunday off.
Yeah, I didn't like that because I love my buddy. Love our weekends together. Nobody infiltrates our weekends. But anyways, I love to laugh. Can't be serious too long, you know what I mean? There's life here. Gotta live, Gotta be happy. But anyways, yeah. So and I retired October 29th, 2019. So I haven't been on the workforce for going on a little over a year and a half. I came down here retired, but then I picked up a couple part-time jobs, and then I picked up a full-time job with the county. It was a nice gig, but I didn't really have to work. So sometimes you don't. It's either you work when you don't need to, which makes it hard, or you work because you're greedy or whatever your resources require. You just want to work to stay ahead of something, But when you get all your bills paid and your house paid, and you live pretty much basically for I don't know, with food and everything, like $200 a week, you really don't need to go to work and report in and work for the man, So I just said, I'm not working for the man no more, That's where I've been the last almost going on 2 years.
Because you're responsible of paying bills. Remember before, you pay the house 2 months ahead.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, if you plan on having a fiance come over here to America, make sure your finances are in order. Don't bring a human being. Don't ask a woman or a person to leave their country and family who they love very much, come to your country, and then can't facilitate enough to take care of them, If you got big bills and you got habits of going out and wasting your money and gambling, if you live in Vegas and you go out every Friday with the boys and spend a few $100s, then maybe it's not really in your best interest, even though you might think so, or maybe it's not in the young lady, the fiance's best interest, to bring her over here and go through all this, struggling times,
You have a habit, though. Buying cars.
But when you buy a classic car, not a regular car, so make sure it's not a DLE driver. When you buy classics and you're able to fix them up, you have your own tools, your own ability. You fix them pretty much labor-wise by yourself. Parts are really not too much. They're they add up, but they're not too much. So when you're able to put together and restore a classic car of today, they're worth a lot of money, and you always get back the money and some. So you're never losing with good classics, as long as you get them at a pretty decent price, a reasonable price. I mean, no one's going to give you these cars away no more. I mean,
decent price, like the Mustang. When you purchase it, we push the Mustang inside the gate because it's not running.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with buying a car that's not running, babe. If you have the ability to fix it. See, if I didn't have the ability to fix the car, I wouldn't have bought a non-running car. But your husband has enough up here in the mango department to
That's
make
the
it
mango.
work.
It's not
Yeah,
mango. It's
a big
coconut.
mango. No, you got a coconut. I got the mango.
I have the mango. You have the coconut.
Mangoes are sweeter. I really have the mango. But anyways, yeah, she's touching base. Michelle's referring to as my hobbies. I like to stay busy now that I'm retired. I like to work on things. Get my hands dirty. I don't want to just sit home and be a plug and watch TV and eat blueberry pies and drink 5 cups of coffee a day and gain like 500 pounds. I just don't want to go that route.
I don't care about your hobby. At least you're not going out over there and drinking. Not like other people that they go out every day and drink. At least you just go out over there on the garage and fix your cars.
No, that's another good positive thing, yeah. You don't want to be you don't want to be wasting your money. Because I'm retired doesn't mean I have to, and I'm successful, as far as monetary sense, doesn't mean I have to spend it all, like going out to the local pub with some old senior citizens and drinking, and you know, I don't have to go on the weekends to casinos. They have little tiny casinos over here, a couple hours away. I don't have to drive to these places, or let's fly to Vegas every 6 months and blow a couple $1,000. I don't even like gambling. I never did. And Michelle, you're not into gambling either.
No.
So
I lost $20. That's it. $20.
yeah, I took it to Vegas and we both spent $20 the whole 4 days.
That's it.
Woo! Big gamblers.
$20.
We spent $20 on the one-armed bandits.
The slot machine.
Yeah, we're not really into it. It was just nice to hear the noise and watch the machine work and the lights. You know, it's you lose 20. I think we spent 20 a day.
Yeah, 20 a day. For 4 days, it's $80.
Not a big deal, but it's just all good fun, you know. If you could spend, you know, under a couple $100 and you're there for 4 or 5 days, you're just having fun, you know. But if you're gonna spend $2-3 grand and on the plane back, all you're talking to the passenger next to you is how you lost this money. You don't know how you're gonna pay your bills when you get home. That's not the way to be, you know. That's not responsible. And what I think Michelle really favors in me, as far as her husband and living with her as her husband, is I am really responsible when it comes to the bills and making the money work, right?
Yeah. I know if everything's happened, I know it's you. You're the responsible, right?
I'm the king. King of the castle. You're the queen. No? Sometimes you want to be king, though, huh?
And yeah, sometimes you want to be queen.
Yeah. Don't go there. Don't you go there, girl. No,
Yeah, really though, sometimes.
She means sometimes when I'm bitching.
You're always bitching though.
That'll be fine. You don't know what you're talking about.
No, really. Ask Mama.
Oh, yeah. Now she's got her mama against me. Oh, the whole family is turning on me. I'm going to start bitching about that. No, but anyways, life's good. And I hope if you are planning a future with a young lady from the Philippines or from some other part of, you know, Southeast Asia, I hope everything works out. And I really do hope you have taken in some of this knowledge that we shared with you as far as our time together, bonding as husband and wife. 10 years goes by pretty fast too, huh, Michelle?
Yeah. No, it's 9, almost 10. Is it 9 or
It'll
no?
be 10 in December.
Are you sure?
Yeah, but I met you in July. So in July, next month, it'll be 10 years that I've known you.
Oh yeah, 10 years?
2011, July 19th. First time we came online together.
Thanks to Gilbert and Richard.
Yep. So we should be back there. Hopefully, we're trying to get back there for Christmas season, the end of the year, if the Philippines gets their act together and stops these restrictions and start getting things flowing so that international travelers can enter the Philippines without any kind of bullshit. They just got too many things going on, you know. They want too many restrictions and this and that. And, you know, I can't speak for the Australians or the Europeans, but I can speak for us Americans. I'm pretty sure. I know enough of them. We don't play that. You know, we're not going to go over there and play your game. We got the money. You're going to play our game and cater to us. We're not going to cater to your BS. So, for all you guys out there in these in the Philippines, these organized people that are in charge of the restrictions and the pandemic regulations and stuff, you think we're going to do a list of things to get over there and go to a few places in the Philippines,
do the quarantine,
and do all this quarantine, all these restrictions, and be like tracked and all that? If you think an American citizen is going to put up with that, I mean, if you're a horny ass guy, you're going over there to meet a sweet looking girl, you might be driven to do something like that. But when you're already a family oriented person with the what do you call it?
Balikbayan.
No, yeah, balikbayan. Yeah, when you have a family and you already have a former Filipino wife, you go over there to see family, you go over there to see the highlights with your wife. We want to go over there with less restrictions that they are. We don't want to be over there being restricted. And, oh, you can't go here. That's not open, sir. Or you have to wear a mask in there. And we don't want to put up with that on vacation. That's not a vacation. So until they get off the high horse and start organizing correctly and vaccinating their people to protect us, there should be no problem with them allowing vaccinated people from all over this world to enter the Philippines and enjoy themselves and spend our money and help the economy and the starving and hurting people over there. But you know, it's a known thing with the Philippines as far as the people in charge, you know, the politicians and the organized people that are in charge of the situation over there. I don't think they really care too much about the regular people, the hardworking people, the peasants, you know, the people that are working in farms and the people that are working in small shops and things. I don't think they really give two squares about those people. You know, I just picked that up a while back. You know, you get starving, hurting people, and the only way to really help out that country is to
open the economy.
Open the economy, allowing people from other countries that are more successful to go over there and be catered by them and spend their money on what is called a vacation, a happy-go-lucky time, where memories are made and romantic moments and warm and friendly encounters. This is what a vacation's all about. You know, exotic foods and different colors and different beaches and different trees and different animals and different things to see on a daily basis. This is why people, I think, travel to these faraway lands, you know. But they're not going to travel to these lands, leaving a country like America, which has so much to offer. We're not going to leave the world we have that we might be bored of. I mean, how many times you go to Disney? How many times you want to go to Vegas? How many times you want to go to New York? You know, it gets old after a while. So people with that type of feelings are not going to want to restrict themselves and do a list of things, and somehow, God forbid, you get out of order to one restriction and now you're in trouble over there in a foreign country. I mean, come on. Nobody wants to be fined and written up or incarcerated for 2 days because they didn't have a stamp on this or that, you know. People don't want to go over there with and jeopardize their vacation for stuff like that. So this is a shout out to all you people in charge in the Philippines of helping and assisting people in this pandemic. You're going to have to really step up to the plate and get things rolling. You know, the governor of Cebu, I forget her name, but
Gwen. I forgot that.
Gwen Garcia?
Yeah.
She's like the only human being over there that's in power that really is trying to make it happen. I mean, I'd like to see her become the next president, because with people like that, the Philippines will grow. They'll become a powerful nation in another couple decades. I could see it. But, you know, no offense to the existing regime right now, but I don't see all they can be from the networks, from the YouTube every day monitoring the news, from people giving their opinions, people that just arrived or been waiting to go back over to see their loved ones for over a year. I hear some things and it doesn't look good, you know. It's not painting a good picture from the Filipino side. So, you know, Thailand's trying to do their best. Other countries are trying to step up to the plate and get the borders open as fast as they can for international tourism. And what's going to happen is, if those people shine a little earlier, people start getting a little system going, the wheels start turning, and they start traveling to these places and start talking and boasting about how great it is, people are just going to forget about Philippines. What's that? Oh, yeah, that shithole. Yeah, it's still the way it is, huh? Yeah, oh, we're not going there. You know, we don't need that. Philippines don't need that, and the people don't need that, and you don't need me talking that. And I'm just trying to give an example. So with that, I guess it's about 9:30 p.m. Michelle's got to work and get up at 5:30.
We need 6 more minutes.
There's some kind of a time necessity to this madness of YouTube. I don't know what it is. 6 more minutes. Ugh. Look at my eyes. I need toothpicks.
Let me try this.
Trying to poke out my eye. See how she is? Good thing I got the VA to fall back on. I'll tell you one good thing, which I'm fortunate in explaining if the Filipino people are now living in this country, and if they have children, and the children are already getting up of age, in the teenage years, this is only my opinion, but I would suggest, especially if it's a young boy, but girls too, more and more females are joining the military. I would suggest, if college isn't available and the budget and the income coming into the home is not enough, and children become 18, 19, it's up to them, but I would not stand in their way if any child of mine these days want to, spend some time in the United States military. I did 21 years Army, and I'm so gifted and so happy that I did. I didn't like it. 21 years went by. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but I wasn't overwhelmed with it. It's just, oh, brother, another drill, another weekend gone. There's a car show this weekend. I got to go to reserves. Oh, I did 7 years active duty in Germany, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, New Jersey, Texas, Alabama, places like that. I saw America, a little bit of America, and I saw some of the world through the military, and I do appreciate that. And now that I'm retired, 21 years, Michelle and I are covered by medical, TRICARE, and I go to the VA. I have some heart issues and some things going on with the sleep and stuff. And the VA's always been there for me, helping me out, and it's free, so there isn't too many items free in the world that we could reach out and obtain, to help the family, live a little smoother. But when you devote yourself to the military, and you commit yourself, you become a veteran of this country. It seems like in the end they always take care of you. The system's really doing well as far as taking care of we veterans. And this is my opinion. Some people might be negative to it and say, "Oh, they don't take care of me," and then, well, that's your story. That's why YouTube is for everybody. And if you have a story that's negative, maybe one day I'll hear it. But as far as me and Michelle and my household, we are doing well, and I just started drawing my retirement pay from the military, and just helps out with the economics, and Michelle's back working full time, because there was a short time in the beginning of the year where she was working only a few hours a week until things got adjusted. But now everything's back in the groove, everything's where it was, and we're doing great. And we hope all of you out there that are viewing our channel have taken in some of this knowledge. I hope it wasn't too boring or long-winded. I just trying to put everything in the right text, and like a book, turn the page, and that's where Michelle and I have been the last 10 years. And we've turned a few pages and explained to you about our life, and how it can work with the right person, with the right sense of understanding, with the right humorous values. You gotta laugh, you gotta bend, you gotta be cuckoo sometimes,
Like you, cuckoo.
Cuckoo. Like the Filipino, cuckoo.
No, it's just like
Coconut.
the husband and wife, they have to be on the same page. If they don't have on the same page, it's not gonna work.
Give me a
Like you're cuckoo.
give me a American Filipino kiss. There you go. That was an international kiss, no?
I don't know.
Me going to you, and you going to me. That's
Are you sure it's international kiss?
whatever. It's,
Whatever.
I meant to say it's a two people together from different countries. What do they call that?
Interracial.
Oh yeah, interracial kiss. Interracial kiss. Yeah. So, anyways, what else? That's about it, I guess. No.
That's it.
That's up. Time's
so
up.
If you are new to our channel, please subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell, and then share it to your friends.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
That would be nice, and then maybe other people can relate our story, and then we can help them. Cause
with our madness, right?
Really though, being married to a biracial or interracial, it's really hard because of the, what it's called?
Bisexual? What'd you say?
Interracial.
Oh. Oops.
Because of the
Me no hear good.
culture differences.
Cultural difference, yeah.
When you like mashed potato and I like rice, and you miss up my my rice.
I put flavor in the rice one day. I didn't know. I thought it'd be a good hubby. So she's at work and she's coming home. So I go, oh yeah, I'm making some nice seasoned rice. Forget that white plain rice. That's no good. No flavor for the palate, you know. So I take the liberty of putting some butter in that bad boy in the little rice cooker. And I put some salt and some pepper and some Goya in there. Hell yeah. Some onions. I was going to town, man, doctoring that stuff up, right? I thought, I'm the man. I'm the hit. I'm going to be getting something tonight. As soon as she came in, I put that rice down. She grabbed a spoon. You messed up my rice. It was like Clint Eastwood in one of those movies, you know? You know what I mean? Make my day, punk. She was all pissed off, like, what the hell? You messed up my rice.
I want my boiled rice, not
my rice. Because without rice, there's no life in the Philippines. Right, Michelle?
You're right.
No rice,
No life.
And don't try to force that mashed potato down their throat, because they're like, back off with that nasty. They just don't appreciate mashed potatoes, man. She likes it, but she don't love it, right?
Yeah. I love the rice.
The rice. Every day, 3 times a day with fish. Some of the fish stinks like, I won't go there, but you know what it smells like, fellas. If you smell that fried fish they eat.
Are you sure? But one time you make me a fried fish.
Yeah, because I stood up to the plate as your hubby, and I wanted to be nice. And I put up with that smell, but...
Maybe tomorrow you can make me a fried...
Oh, no, it was awful. I gotta be in the right mood, man.
Dried fish.
I gotta be in a strong-hearted mood to put up with that stinky fish when it's cooking. That's some nasty stuff.
Then how did you cook the dried fish back then?
I opened all the windows, I guess. I don't know. And I stood outside.
You stood outside, that's why it's crunchy like bacon.
To carry you, huh? Nice and crunchy.
It's not supposed to be crunchy.
Huh?
I eat it and don't complain because I know you do an effort to make it. Even if you don't like the smell, you did it though.
She don't complain. She knows best not to complain. Well, we'll let you guys go for now. Take care. God bless. See you on the flip side. Right, Michelle?
Right.
Give me a little kissy. Okay, bye for now.
Okay, bye for now. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share it with your friends. Bye.
Later.